Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to cilinixfxcapital. I hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this new video right here. The alt season update, aka altcoins update. We're going to do a full update on the state of altcoins right now. All right, what to expect? Can we actually have some sort of a surge in price? Can we have a breakout on the higher time frames? What are the fundamentals looking like? All right, what should you know? That's what we'll take a look at in this video. We'll talk about everything you need to know. I mean, so far, if you watched all of my other videos, you would have been perfectly prepared for everything that has gone on. And obviously, look, this is a very generalized video because what we're doing is we're analyzing both others, and personally, I also take a look at the total 3. We might take a look at the total 3 as well in this video. But to be fair, the total 3 is very similar to others right now. So others is just the total crypto market cap, excluding the top 10. Total 3 is the total crypto market cap, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. So then you get a bit of a general idea of what altcoins are doing. And that's very useful. And what I've said in my last couple of alt-season altcoins updates is that I thought it was most likely we would remain stable. And that's also what we've been doing. I have to say that there's been quite a lot of altcoins that have suffered, right? I mean, the others market cap, just as a bit of an aside before we actually talk about what the possibilities are. Look, this is the total market cap, and if you have a project like World Liberty Financial launching, the market cap at which they launch is added to this. So then this goes up, but it's not necessarily a reflection of altcoins actually doing better. It's just a reflection of more total market cap being included, right? And you also, I think Linea is also launching. That's going to launch at like $3 billion, and then this is trading a couple of $1 billion higher again. So the possibility and the probability of this breaking out also becomes lower. And honestly, at this point of time, and this is the same I've said for the last couple of times I've made these videos. Look, I'll be honest to you, all right? I'm not going to tell you we're going to break out when I think that's unlikely. I'm also not going to tell you that we're going to crash if I think that is unlikely. But at this point of time, look, is there a chance that we're going to break out? Because ultimately, we're waiting for a breakout, right? Bullish breakout, bearish breakout. I don't really care. I would prefer a bullish breakout, but I'll be ready in both scenarios. But a bullish breakout, it is a possibility. It is a possibility because Bitcoin is actually doing a fairly good job at getting a bottom here, a bottom confirmed, and then we can get a move into 114.5. And then all of a sudden, I mean, if we're really creating some sort of a consolidation right here, like we can aim all the way for 118,000. So it is a possibility, and Bitcoin is doing a good job at actually creating a bottom right here. And I think the fundamentals around the markets are also not bad. I mean, if you take a look at the volatility index, that had a bit of a spike, but it's decreasing right now. Stability. If you take a look at the S&P 500, that is still in an uptrend. So this can easily continue to rally up higher. If you look at economic data coming out, and if you take a look at something like the earnings reports that we had in July and August. So the fundamentals would be good enough for a breakout. I think we've also had a lot of good news coming out, by the way, in July and August, which would still support a breakout. But ultimately, it doesn't really feel that way, right? We can break out, but we're in a consolidation. Not a lot of altcoins are doing very good right now. There's not a lot of narratives popping. Like Solana is doing quite well, right? So Solana is one of the best performing altcoins in the last 2 weeks, but it's also like there's not a huge amount of momentum. It's not breaking out and rallying super hard. So if I look at others, look, one of the levels I'm looking at right here is $293 billion. What we did yesterday was quite good, is we got a strong move up. We left an imbalance there, which is also coupled with the 30-day rolling VWAP, the 7-day rolling VWAP, and the point of control. So basically where most of the volume has been traded. If we get a good reaction there, I think we can move up higher in the range, right? So to the top of the range. And if that's a very strong reaction, I think we can break out as well. I just don't see enough confirmations for me to tell you that that's most likely. All right, so therefore, getting a reaction there, getting a move up higher for altcoins, I do think that's quite likely. But breaking above that, unless we get some sort of good news tomorrow we have unemployment rates and non-farm payrolls data. Unless we get that, I would say it's most likely we will revisit the bottom of the range. for altcoins. And from there, it's also possible that we're going to fill some of those imbalances to the downside, but that is something I'll keep you updated on when we actually get there. And talking about the total 3, I mean, the total 3 looks very similar. It's also consolidating right here. It has this fair value gap. We're most likely going to get a move a little bit higher, but from there, I do expect a rejection. Those are my thoughts. That's what I think you need to know for now. So thank you for watching. I'll see you all in my next videos, hopefully. But have a great day. Take care and bye.